Building a business from the ground up requires a lot of skill, hard work, and perseverance. It's not for the faint of heart. I'm Hilary Topper, and this is Hilary Topper on Air. Today, I have the great pleasure of speaking with Michael Kraner, CEO, Chief Sports Officer of My Backyard Sports. Welcome to the show, Michael.
Hi, Hillary. Great to see you. Thank you for having us on the show today.
So, can you tell our listeners a little bit about your background?
Sure, absolutely. My pleasure. It's interesting. I was growing up. I didn't know I was going to be an entrepreneur, but when I look back on it, I think it was pretty clear. I started shoveling snow when it snowed and trying to figure out how many houses I can do before the other kids got there. Had my first entrepreneurial experience in college. Started my first business there. Took it national. Built a couple of companies, sold them, had the good fortune to sell them, and eventually said, what business could I do which I would really enjoy and that would fit my lifestyle of, my core values of what I was looking to do for myself and my family. And My Backyard Sports basically just occurred to me that this is, we design, build, install sports facilities in homes, backyards, and driveways. We work with municipalities and schools, synagogues, churches. And when I left the city of Manhattan and moved to North Jersey, about 15 minutes north of Manhattan, I wanted a great basketball court in my backyard, and something I dreamed about since I was 10 years old, growing up in Brooklyn, New York. And where in Brooklyn, you really have no space. Your driveway is about this wide. And I couldn't find anybody to help me. And I said, I think this is a great opportunity to create this business, bringing a sports stadium experience to people's homes. It's good for their property. It's great for children enrichment. Shares the lessons of sports, health, and wellness. And, when I look in the mirror, this is exactly who I am. So the business kind of parallels that. And now we deliver happiness, we create memories, we create amazing sports experiences. But prior, I worked in technology. So I was able to bring technology into the contractor space, hopefully disrupt it with better workflow, better customer experience, care, communication, building trust. It's all technology, templated from beginning to end, and then we build amazing products. So really just combining my work experience of technology and sports to bring My Backyard Sports to the market.
So I was checking out your website. You have a great website at mybackyardsports.com. And I want you to talk me through how you started this business and some of the successes that you've had.
Sure, absolutely. When you look at a business, and I think you heard a lot with Simon Sinek, know your why. Why do you do what you do? This business is, very true to me. I guess I should say we're about 6 years old. 2 years ago, we were 559 on the Inc. 5000 list, which is a great accomplishment we're very proud of. The vision was when I was 10 years old and I would go in my backyard to play basketball. The backyard was very narrow in Brooklyn, New York, but I wasn't just playing. I was pretending to be Michael Jordan or Patrick Ewing or Larry Bird. And I was playing at these different stadiums. And in Brooklyn, when you play sports, everything's sewer to sewer or by cement block. So 2 cement blocks was the free throw line. The third one where the grass began was the 3-point line. And as funny as it sounds, I knew that when I moved to the suburbs one day, I just wanted a flat driveway and a flat backyard to play sports. And that was really important to me. I was less interested if we had a roof or plumbing or, a kitchen. I just wanted to play sports. So, but also when I was, 10, 12 years old and I would visit my cousins in the suburbs, they had so much space. So now my little basketball stadium experience in my backyard became a much larger experience. So as soon as we moved into our house, first day, the first home accessory I was looking for was sports related, which was a basketball hoop. But through my entrepreneurial journey, I've kind of trained myself to see when there's a void in the market or something doesn't exist, maybe everybody would want that same product or service that you need. And historically, that's kind of how I built my career with my technology businesses to what we're doing in sports. We have a couple different sports ventures, but the main focus is My Backyard Sports. And, this is something that so many people are interested in. And not only was there a need for specialty sports services, what we realized that there was really no high end or I don't want to say high end, but high quality sports experience where you can purchase products, have a turnkey solution where somebody could assess your property, help you with a basketball hoop, help you with lines, create something that was amazing for your children, And then to tie that all together, as people spend more time working from home, where there's always remote access and virtual private networks, that's kind of been interesting because the home is really where the heart is. Home is where you spend your time. So you combine that with what we were doing and the current workflow. We've been able to create something that just doesn't really exist in the marketplace, and we've had a lot of success with that.
You know, I wish I knew about this or you had this company years ago. I would have put one of these in my house because my son is like a big basketball fan. But do you do other types of sports like tennis courts or things like that?
So basketball is an easy one because you could put a hoop basically anywhere. But my backyard sports focuses on 30 different sports. We do construction from the ground up, concrete, asphalt, a special solution called gravel base, which is permeable in most cases. And you take the 3 different surfaces and the 30 different sports, you have these permutations where you basically could build anything. So in addition to basketball, we sell 3,000 products. So if we build something for a customer, for a school or a community, not only can we support it and provide them with other products, if we build it, who better to support it? And if you're supporting it, who better to add additional products on? So that's one element of our business. And then we're really big on customization, creating something that's unique to a school, bringing out that school spirit, that excitement, something branding for the family. Maybe you put your last name on a pole pad. And then when you talk about pickleball and the emergence of other racket sports such as pop tennis, padel, there's really no limit to what we can do. So 30 different sports, football, soccer, football goals, lacrosse, turf in the backyards. A lot of parents want to give their kids the best opportunity to socialize, to gain confidence, to believe in themselves. So it's really a very wholesome business. It's also recession friendly. You never want to hear the word recession, but when you're investing in your home and definitely your children, where you have them in a snapshot of time for so long, where maybe they're interested in the sport or they're growing or they're trying out for the team, or you move to a new location and you want their friends to come over and socialize. There's so many big positives of my backyard sports. And I know as a parent, I wanted to share sports with my kids growing up. And I also know for parents that were not involved in sports growing up, giving their children that opportunity is an amazing win. So 30 sports, different permutations. And the last piece, which is really interesting, every property is unique. Every town is a little bit different. So we're not just selling a product, we're selling a service where I'm talking a lot today about our best tool is listening, analyzing, helping create a plan and a path of how to design your backyard for a family sports experience, very similar to how you might design a kitchen or a bathroom for your house. But we're focused on health and wellness, sports, family bonding.
I absolutely love that. That is so cool. Just, pop up a tennis court or a pickleball court in your backyard or a basketball court. I read that your wife is your co-partner in this. Can you talk about what it's like working with with your spouse?
Um, sure, absolutely. So our chief operating officer and my spouse is Debbie Rappaport. Um, we met when we were 9 years old at sleepaway camp. Reconnected when we were 29, always had a friendship, and we had a lot of similar core values and goals of how we wanted to work together in life and try to avoid the corporate world. Each day of your life you trade it for something, you might as well try to design your own life and livelihood. So we work together. She's an accomplished entrepreneur, standalone on her own, and we came together with complementary skills and have the same values of what can we do for families, what can we do for children. We believe more sports equals less strife, and we enjoy creating something together. But what started out in New Jersey, now we have locations in Austin, Texas, Houston, Texas, Long Island, New York. We also cover Pennsylvania, Connecticut, the tri-state area, and we're growing. So we took what we did, and Debbie's led the charge in systematizing and building a platform for our franchises to grow. And with that, we're the only national company focused on specialty sports services as a franchiser. So We put in a homogeneous playbook and workflow and brand promise and core values and operating principles that, really set us apart. So it's really been a lot of fun. It's a gift. And, we look forward to building a shared success. And I have to tell you, our dinner table conversations could be pretty interesting.
I'm sure. Now, in that same vein, right? How has your business impacted your personal and professional life through the years?
It's what you do, you don't really want to be defined by what you do, but we all work long hours. It's almost like a badge of honor based on your community or where you come from. And we're all working either for, the man, quote unquote, or the company, or working for yourselves. Prior to this, I had a marketing company in college. I went to Cornell in Ithaca, New York. And at that time, we helped the local businesses get 12 months of revenue, the 9 months the children were in town for college. I don't want to say children, colleges. And that was a lot of fun. And then I went into technology and I ran a tech company, had a good team, a great team, but we weren't in the happiness business. We were selling kind of like water, food, and oxygen. It's not a question of you want to spend and invest in technology. You really had no choice from an efficiency or workflow perspective. And in that business, there was a lot of pressure. If a server was down, if email didn't work, if somebody tried to break into your system, if you had to terminate someone. So it was a recurring revenue business because you always want recurring revenue. You don't want to always go look for the new deal each month, but it was a lot of pressure. Technology was always changing. And because the industry was always changing, it was really hard to keep up. So as much as I enjoyed and loved being an entrepreneur and creating something, I did not enjoy the technology after a certain point in time. So what did I do? I created a software company after that and realized if I could find something that really made a big difference for me, it would enhance my quality of life. So we traded the pressure of technology, which was 24/7, to creating really nice experiences for families. And when we're done, we're not really a vendor. We kind of become a friend because we created arguably the best room in the house, the place where the memories are made growing up, where it's a destination for adults to visit, a destination for children to visit, a destination for the kids to gain confidence in themselves. So it's been really positive. So, a lot of people have jobs they don't enjoy. You can also be an entrepreneur and have a business you don't enjoy and you kind of feel stuck. But if you could take a step back, take a deep breath and say, what would work best for me? Chances are that same feeling would work for a customer base somewhere. And there's so many different ways to position yourself, have a value proposition, add value. So this has really, influenced our day-to-day. We work extremely hard, but it's a very different type of business. So we're really fortunate, and the creative side of what we get to deliver and the happiness we get to bring, and the referrals we get. And when we're done, if we come to your house, Hilary, and we put Topper on your pole pad and a big red ribbon, metaphorically and literally, anybody who comes to your house is going to be, wow, that's amazing. So the courts that we build, tennis, pickleball, bocce ball, become a showroom. So we get a lot of positive feedback. And, growing up, anytime I saw a stadium like Yankee Stadium or Shea Stadium, Citi Field, or in college, I would sit in the basketball stadium, in between classes. And I was always in awe of, this is amazing. And that's the experience we get to share with people now.
I love that. That is so cool. Good. Congratulations to you. So
Thank you.
before we move on, I just have to say I'm so appreciative of our sponsors and must take the time out to thank them. Please support our sponsors and tell them that you heard about them on Hilary Topper on Air. Special thanks to the Bagalis Law Group, a law firm representing plaintiffs in medical malpractice action, and the Russo Law Group, Long Island Signature, Elder Law, Special Needs, and Estate Planning Law Firm. Now back to you, Michael. So we're talking about being a successful entrepreneur and your own personal story with My Backyard Sports. How important is customer service to your business?
I think customer service is everything. In our business, it's really about how you make people feel. And I think that's the heart of what we do. And that's what people remember. So anytime we can do something nice for a customer, we really want to do something nice for a customer. Um, and we try to practice something called win-win-win. If we do something great, if we treat our staff well and our staff does well for the customer's happy, the staff is happy, and then the company succeeds. So you really, although we're, the CEOs and the owners, we really kind of work for everybody else. We work for our staff, we work for our customers, and even our vendors where we buy equipment from, we don't view them as our vendors, we view them as partners. So you really want to pay it forward. You want to treat people with kindness. You want to have empathy. And, as you go through business, everybody has a limited skill set. That's just the fact of life. But when you ask for help and you meet people along the way, they're happy to share their experience with you more often than not. So that's really, how we, look to approach the business every day. From an empathetic perspective, put yourself in their shoes. And let me just add, because we're really just a platform to do amazing things in communities, we really look to take our platform and we're right now in all of our franchise locations, we're donating a service to our organization or area that can benefit from sports services. And, that's something that we feel really good about it. We know sports brings continuity to communities. It's enhances property values. It makes a community tighter. More sports equals less strife. So we feel really good about that. And then Debbie and I created a new offering. It's basically a charity called Just One Basketball. And we believe every time we sell a court or sell a basketball hoop, we're going to donate one basketball to an organization or a family or a child that could benefit from it. And we believe just one basketball can change your life, but it can also change that person's world. So you give somebody, a gift and they can eat it or it can expire, but a basketball can stay with you for a long time. And a basketball is not just something you can play with yourself. You could invite a friend over, or 10 people can play and 10 other people could be waiting to play next. Basketball is a way to develop confidence, socialization. So we think just one basketball can make such a big difference in the world. And again, it goes to the heart of who we are as people and our core values as a company.
So, what do you think separates successful startups from those who simply can't grow to the next level? What do you think it is?
You know, I think there's a lot that goes into success. One is be the person who's willing to get up and take that opportunity. A lot of people have great ideas and they say, "Oh, I have that idea." But it's not just having an idea, it's actually getting up. Part of life is showing up. But when you're showing up, are you poised to listen, to learn, to act? And whatever you do today, know that tomorrow you're going to do it better. So you may not earn the first sales opportunity. Whatever didn't go well, you can do better the next time. So it's belief in yourself. It's arguably, I don't like this word, but failing forward, taking the opportunity to learn, not being afraid to ask for help. It's surrounding yourself with the best service providers, from finance to legal. And if you're an A+ person, hire people and work with people who are A++ people. And if you're not sure if you're an A+ person, and that's fine, hire people that have the skill sets that complement you. But when you go out to be an entrepreneur, it really doesn't matter what you did early in your life. It doesn't really matter how you did in school. Grades are important, but really learning that experience and how to relate with people. And if you become an expert in your business and you can convey that, and you have, I guess, really, one of the big buzzwords today is being authentic. It really goes a long way. So you can really create your own destiny. And the biggest thing I would say to anyone, and a lot of people, talk about this. I've heard Sarah from Spanx talk about this, that when you have an idea, a lot of the world's not really supportive. A lot of people like to see people fail, or maybe they don't see how you can do something like this. And take the leap of faith, believe in yourself, and move forward. And if you let someone else say, "Well, I don't understand," or "That's not a good idea," you kind of deprived yourself of an amazing life experience. And while just one basketball can make a difference, well, just one idea or just believing in yourself can make a difference. And that's really, really huge. And I think that's probably the number one thing. And then the second thing I would say along those lines is research your idea and see who the competition is. And someone will say, oh, well, that idea already exists. It's not just about the idea, it's about execution. Um, Competitive differentiators. How do you stand out different than everybody else? And what's your value proposition? How do you make the customers feel? And there's so many different types of restaurants, or different business models that have been out there for years that are constantly being re-energized or updated, and people are looking for that experience. And you may also say a company's been around for 20 or 30 years, but maybe they've kind of stopped growing and it is what it is. Well, that's an opportunity for a younger company or a newer company or a motivated company to come in and say, I could change this playing field, or I could create a better experience. And you see that with apartment complexes, hotels, new restaurants. What can they do to make it better? If you look at cars, there's always a new technology. Again, it comes back to how do you make people feel? So I know that's a very long answer to entrepreneurship, but this is just not one item, it's many items. Oh, and then the last thing I would add, Hilary, is self-education. So much changes in technology. There's all these tools out here. There's podcasts, there's blogging, things that we didn't know about 20 years ago. But now you go into YouTube, basically anything you want to learn, anything you want to know is online. So take that opportunity, invest in yourself. A lot of the, self-help financial talking heads always talk about that education. But if you find something that you enjoy and you choose that sector, it really becomes a passion over time. So I was talking to a customer yesterday and he said, I'm not really into sports anymore. I focus on my family and my children. And after speaking with him, we kind of decided that was his sport, and small business became his sport. And it's really just what we do connects a lot of people, and we connect with people in different ways. But when you become an entrepreneur and take that step, you may find a lot of people want to help you and support you along the way. Just the people who are entrepreneurs want to support you, who understand the journey and the challenge. The people who don't understand that, put yourself in a position where you can succeed and not worry about what other people say.
Absolutely. This was great. This was such a good interview, Michael. Thank you so much. So finally, tell people how they can get in touch with you and learn more about My Backyard Sports.
Sure. Again, thank you, Hilary, for having us here today, and just great to reconnect. In short, mybackyardsports.com. We'll talk about the services where we design, build, install sports facilities custom to homes, communities, churches, synagogues, municipalities. Every project is unique, and we really specialize and thrive to create that special deliverable. And then mybackyardsportsfranchise.com, that if you're interested in franchise ownership or joining the My Backyard Sports franchise team, we have territories available throughout the United States. We're going to be ranked on Inc. magazine for the third year in a row as one of the fastest growing companies in the United States. We're at the top of Fortune magazine's list, Financial Times list. So mybackyardsports.com, mybackyardsportsfranchise.com. And that's how you contact us. And we're definitely happy to talk sports all day. I mean, we get to discuss our passion every day, which is sports and entrepreneurship. So we're definitely very lucky.
I love that. Thank you so much, Michael, for being on the show. I also want to thank our sponsors once more, the Pagalis Law Group, LLC, a law firm specializing in plaintiffs in medical malpractice. For more information, visit pagalislawgroup.com, and the Russo Law Group, PC, Long Island Signature, Elder Law, Special Needs and Estate Planning Law Firm. For additional information, visit vjrussolaw.com. And last but not least, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. If you want more information on this show or any other show, visit our website at hilarytopper.com, or you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, even Amazon Alexa. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.